Hello and welcome to Company Interiors. Here we are with a mobile video shot of our site. This is one of our health and safety boards that we first have when we come in on site. We're going to clearly show that we've got all of our site plans, all of our health and safety information, everything that the client will need if they want to come and check that we have done our proper risk assessments and method statements that we do when we issue a project for the first time. So we come into this space and we are looking at frontage as we come into reception, which is going to have some glazing, which we'll show in another video, that will run along the front of this particular line, and it will have manifestations to the front of it showing where the T-point is on the back. And we will then come into a boardroom, which we'll see a little bit further on in progress. This is how we would do a cutout of a floor box to put the data in. It runs up the channel behind the wall, where we would then eventually have a TV bracket, a TV, and we have got data coming up into the back of the TV and a VGA connection for the TV screen in the conference room. This would just be a standard riser cupboard where we have all the power and data for the building. Certainly all the power for the building. Coming through into the main office, we've got quite a nice frontage to this office here, which looks out into a quadrangle, so it's a really nice office space that the client has taken here. So here we are in the open plan environment. We see that we have put in power and data to the perimeter. This runs all the way around and will service all of the bench desking that is going to go in. Towards the end here we have got an office, so it's going to have full height glazing running through, and also into a comms room in the corner, which takes all of the actual data installation that runs along the perimeter. So if we just take a quick look, this is where all the data comes into the cabinet and runs into a patch panel that we can see running in here, and then that is coordinated through the entire part of the office. So all good, and that's how the scheme works. So quite a nice working environment that the client's going to have. We're going to have wall storage running along that corner there, and we are looking at, I think it's 24 desks and a bench layout setup. So the guys that will be working on site work on their plans. These are the plans that are eventually produced on site for the guys to be working to, and that is progress so far. So let's catch up again in the next video when the furniture goes in. Hi, so here we are back on site now. The guys have completed most of the works. Let's take a quick look around, see what we've got. So this is the main reception entrance for the client, and we still have some signage to put up on the glass and some manifestations. There is some reception seating still to come in, and also some high bench seating going outside the boardroom. So here is the boardroom complete, full height walnut doors, walking into a 8-person meeting space. So that will be a nice looking space when some of the other bits and pieces are finished here. We've still got the TV to put up on the wall, waiting for the client's IT team to supply that so we can put that in. So we've got a nice table here from Senator with cable management in the bucket space here that runs to the TV position, which includes what we don't actually install HDMI anymore. We actually install Cat6, which we then put an adapter. It's a lot easier to fix that into the TV, and also a point worth noting not to actually start putting HDMI cables. Separate controls for thermostats for the fan coils for this particular room, so it's not zoned. Very important to make sure that you deal with the M&E side of your office move. Probably the most important thing. Number one complaint in offices: too hot, too cold, too drafty. Everything else comes after that. So We've got a glass front, which this will actually be the reception area here when the client comes in through these double doors into the space. And then we will have reception, so we will have the seating here, high bench table with high stools at the end on the feature wall. The T-point will have the manifestations, and it's also going to have a splashback, which is glass, reverse painted the same color as the feature wall. Should look quite nice. These are our standard contract units, high gloss white, functional, integrated dishwasher. This is a smaller version. Integrated fridge, complete with the guy's Red Bull that they've left. Always need energy on site. We have toilets, fire exit. This is an interesting feature that we start putting in now, which are lockers built into the wall storage, floor to ceiling. A combination lock, so when staff move, you can just reprogram, don't have to worry about keys. Plenty of storage space, going all the way to the ceiling. And then on the reverse side, we also have a coat stand. So a coat stand, very important to remember. You've got to try and put this somewhere into your office space. If I can unlock it, that you don't end up with coats on the backs of chairs. Not a very good look. So into the open plan, we've got about 26 people here in this space. It's about 2,500 square feet. We have Torreson range of bench desking from chemistry. We'll have cable management, power and data at desk level, so when IT come along, or the client's IT, they just put everything straight on the desktop, don't have to start groveling. So underneath the desk we've got cable management that runs all the way to the perimeter, where we've put perimeter trunking, so all the power and data running along the entire space of the office that we've put in. So towards the end of the office here, we have individual manager's office. This is what the client wanted. Standard height walnut doors here, because there are two, one going into the client's comms room with their comms cabinet, which is patched back to all of the sockets around the office. And then a separate manager's office here with a single desk where they've still got to put some visitors' chairs and other bits and pieces, and a round meeting table from Senator again. So a nice looking space, compact and, you know, refreshing, neutral architectural colours and finishes. We're just going to be finished off in the next video that you're going to see with what we call developed design. So these are signage, coloured stools for the T-point area, signage and detailed manifestations, and hanging screens, which should be very interesting. Let's have a look in the next video.